Viewers, over 1,300 innocent civilians have lost their lives in Israel so far. Israel says many of them were mutilated so badly that their bodies couldn't even be identified. Civilians have been targeted and subjected to unspeakable brutality by Hamas terrorists. However, there are those who are speaking up for Palestine and are staging demonstrations in India, completely oblivious to the horrors that Hamas has unleashed on Israel. Today, there were protests that were staged in many parts of the country. In the national capital, a Muslim students group staged a protest outside the arts campus of Delhi University. In Bengaluru, a protest march was held for Palestine. Some of these protesters were also detained. Protests were also staged in Hyderabad, and people were seen sporting black bands in solidarity with Palestine.
Currently, we're right outside the arts facility in Delhi University, where the Muslim Federation of India, the students of Muslim Federation of India, are holding a procession for Palestine. I'd like to show you this poster which says "Stop calling it conflict when it's genocide." Students raising slogans for Palestine in full fervor, calling Israelis as terrorists for trying to get into the Palestinian territory.
Left parties in Bengaluru have organized protests over the Palestinian issue. The cops denied them permission. They are being detained now at the border. They come here demanding that the war happening in Israel and Palestine should be stopped immediately. And they're protesting here at Bengaluru, where they've been detained now by the cops here. The cops say that they do not have any permission.
They're not allowing us to stand in solidarity with the Palestinian people. We need to be able to stand in solidarity. The war must stop.
In a short while from now, a similar public meeting is set to begin in Mumbai, where SP MLA Abu Azmi has called for a gathering to raise voice against the violent oppression by Israel. He's called for dua, or prayers, to be held for the people of Palestine. A similar protest meeting is being called by the AIMIM President Asaduddin Owaisi on the 23rd of October against Israel's action in Gaza. All right, I believe this pro-Palestine prayer meet has begun in Mumbai. Let's quickly go across to Arunil, who's joining us. Arunil, take us through where this meet is happening, how many people have gathered there, and what are they telling you about what is obviously a very contentious issue in recent days. At the end of the day, Hamas has carried out a terror attack, and while it's one thing to speak out for the people of Palestine, there are many who are questioning whether it is the area from which the attack has been carried out should be really spoken about in this manner, because these are the individuals, or at least Hamas are the individuals who have carried out this attack from Gazan territory.
Well, Madhav, at present I'm reporting from the Islam Gymkhana. You can see my video journalist Kalpe has been showing you. This is a solidarity congregation, basically a prayer meet that has been organized by Samajwadi Party leader Abu Azmi. Several people, especially from the Samajwadi Party, basically have assembled over here. People from Mumbai as well as from the adjoining areas. Basically, what the speakers over here have been saying is that injustice has been meted out on Palestine historically, and that is why they are here to have a prayer meet in support of Palestine and against Israel. Nothing about Hamas has been discussed over here. You can see two different barricades have been made over here.
Okay.
A crowd of around 1,500 to 700 people has gathered at this.
All right, big gathering over there. We'll keep coming back to you for more updates as to what has transpired on ground over there. Let me quickly take this across to our guest joining us. Tom Vadakan is national spokesperson of the BJP. With us is Karan Verma, author. Sumaiya Rana, spokesperson of the SP. Sajid Supariwala is leader of the UBT Shiv Sena. Let me start with you first. Sajid Supariwala, the allegation being made is that this is at some level or the other some kind of appeasement politics. It's vote bank politics that the BJP has questioned in the past whenever we've heard MIM come out with such an announcement of a rally, and also in this current context of Abu Azmi as well.
I would rather say that this is being politicized not by anybody else but themselves, because this is a very sad case of genocide. It is something which Palestinians own the land, and Israel has tried to capture those lands in the times we are just talking about it today, but it has been happening and going on since years and years. The poor children are being killed. Just two days before this, the hospitals of the children was bombarded and attacked by Israeli terrorists.
No, that's fine. It's fine. It's fine to talk about the rights of any individual. There's no problem with that. But the only problem is that in the current aggravation, which happened on the 7th October, did that happen from Israel's side or from Hamas's side? And why should one ignore that when 1,300 people have been killed is a question they're asking.
Whenever this comes up, you guys, all the reporters I have seen and all the people who are being fed the kind of reports by international level, you have been just copying that and saying it. First, try to understand the real reason and what has happened. We are not talking
are you saying
Hamas.
there was no terror attack by Hamas? Are you saying there was no terror attack?
Let me complete.
No, what
my
is wrong? First factually clarify your comment. What is it that you are factually clarifying? You are making an allegation that we are copying. What are we copying, sir? Are you denying there was a terror attack?
Let me complete my sentence.
Clarify on the point first. Was there a terror attack or no?
We are talking about it.
Was there a terror attack?
Let me complete my sentence. I will reply to that. I'm saying we are not siding with Hamas or any organization. We are standing up for humanity, for Palestinians who are really the oppressed. So do not advocate the oppressors. Advocate the oppressed. Right now, little children, unborn children have died in the hospital. Kids' hospital, children's hospital had been attacked by the Israeli terrorists.
Sir, Israel says that babies were beheaded on this side by Hamas as well. Let me bring in Karan Verma. Karan Verma, the point being made by Sajid Supariwala is that it's ultimately the citizens of Gaza who are suffering. There's a huge humanitarian crisis there with all the borders being closed in and threats of a ground attack imminent. Karan Verma.
Right now as we speak, just so Mr. Supariwala knows, Palestine or Hamas is in possession of 200 hostages. Why don't they release the hostages?
Don't mix up Hamas with Palestine. We are talking about the civilians.
Innocent babies.
Do not talk about.
Do you think you should release them first? Or their lives don't matter to you? Only Palestinian lives matter to you. You should be ashamed of yourself today.
Who do you think?
Little babies have been murdered. There is a grandfather who says, I'm glad my grandchild.
One second, Sajid Supariwala. Sajid Supariwala, you had your say. Let others come in also, please. One at a time, please. One at a time. Karan Verma.
He's talking about Hamas and Palestine. Those three things you are mixing up.
Mr. Sajid Supariwala. One second. Mr. Sajid Supariwala, who's ruling Gaza? Which is the elected party in Gaza?
What are we talking about, right?
No, is Hamas not the elected party of Gaza? Was there no election a few years ago when they were elected?
Nothing justifies this. Nothing justifies killing.
Okay, one at a time. I'm going to allow Karan to come in now. Let's calm down, please. Let's calm down, please. Let's calm down. There are strong arguments on both the sides. I'm going to allow each of you a chance to speak now. Karan Verma, finish your point.
So shameless, right? What we are seeing.
No, let's not get personal. One at a time, please. Yeah.
I am saying, Madhav, if Palestine, Hamas, whoever is in control, they want a peace solution, they should first come up and say, here are the 200 hostages. 200 people are still held captive. What do you expect Israel to do?
Okay.
You expect them to get a terror attack and then to sit as lame ducks, not even get those 200
Sumaiya Rana.
You take that first step towards peace. That is where we can see some peace.
Sumaiya Rana, agar hostages hain wahan pe, if there are hostages that have been captured, then how can they be claimed to be, working for peace or claimed to be the victims? Because at the end of the day, not just 1,300 people who have been killed, but also the 200 people who are hostages. We don't know anything about them, whether they're safe or secure.
Actually, see, it is an illegal occupation by Israel. Okay, we should feel the pain of Palestinians because we have faced, we were also colonized by Britishers. आपको मैं एक बात समझाना चाहती हूँ कि इतना हमास के हमले पे इतना बवाल और हंगामा मच रहा है, राइट? बट मैं ये कहना चाहती हूँ पिछले 10-12 सालों में पैलेस्टीन में तकरीबन 3.5 लाख से ऊपर किलिंग हुई हैं, जो बच्चे और महिलाओं को मारा है, उसमें तकरीबन 1 लाख के ऊपर 1.25 लाख के ऊपर बच्चे हैं. तो क्या उसको आप टेररिस्ट की गिनती में
3.5 लाख कह रहे हैं आप?
यस.
Over how long a period of time is this, madam?
Justifying the terror attack on 7th
10 से 12 सालों में.
हाँ, 12 सालों में. So point I'm making is, ma'am, in one day launching an attack with 1,300 people who are not even military, who are not even in the combat, who are not security forces. There are women, there are elderly, and there are children who have been killed amongst those 1,300 as well. I'm not justifying any violence. Nobody can justify violence, but it is a fact that there has been a terror strike. I'm going to allow Tom Vadakan to quickly rebut you because you're almost out of time. Tom Vadakan, your response to Sumaiya Rana.
See, first of all, we are not
Tom Vadakan,
supporting
please.
Hamas.
Tom Vadakan.
Yeah, let me be very categorical. I need my time. I've been silent all this while. Mr. Supariwala, please put on and listen to what I'm saying. What happened during the earlier period was Arafat's period, and then you had a Hamas government coming there, and they have this attack. Israel. Mr. Supariwala, learn to speak on your turn.
You don't know the
on your turn.
Well, I'll have to. Sorry, Mr. Supariwala, I'll have to mute you now. This is. I have very limited time. Tom Vadakan, complete your point.
If you want to put my sound down, I can raise my voice louder than you do. Okay. Now let me tell you, 1,400 people slaughtered. 1,400 people slaughtered. 200 and above hostages. And what is Israel saying? Is asking the Palestinians with folded hands to go south of Gaza. This is a powerful government which wants to save Palestinians.
Okay.
You have not heard this. And you from, I don't know which party you belong. If it's Shiv Sena, it's a shame that you are not up to date. The Prime Minister of this country has spoken to the Palestinian chief, condoling the death and punishing the guilty.
Okay. Completely out of time, Tom Vadakan. Completely out of time. I'd like to thank you as well as Sajid Supariwala, Karan Verma and others for joining us this evening. This is, of course, a very, very important issue, no doubt, and certainly the politics over it continuing. Sumaiya Rana of the Samajwadi Party as well. I'd like to thank you. Completely out of time. I'm sorry, we have to slip into a quick break.